Yeah, MLBB is indeed a hard MPL to play. And now, with the ban stages coming through, we have the Phobia Stefani and the Arlott being taken out from inside Team Malaysia. Team Myanmar, they choose to ban out the Freya and also the Glue. And this time, they're saying, go for it. Go for the Paquito once again, right? We've dealt with it in game one. We're going to deal with it again. And yeah, I mean, letting it out, I mean, Team Myanmar, that's just pure confidence right there.
Okay. But this time, Team Myanmar have decided to steal away that Brendan away from the hands of Team Malaysia and double down with a Gord as well.
Oh, this is not good. Team Malaysia is just going to pick up the Claude for themselves. Claude Paquito, might be a lapse in draft here.
There's Harif as well.
Yeah.
There is a Harif that's available. And I think that Team Malaysia might actually want to go towards that certain direction though. Having a Paquito plus the Harif, they can actually play a very aggressive setup coming for themselves. And oh, they actually went for the Claude and now with an Akai.
Yeah, now it's a very different lineup, right? A Paquito with a Harif versus a Paquito with a Claude. Now, Team Myanmar, they go for a Moskov here, and I really respect this, right? Generally, when you see a Claude being picked up, you want to go for the Moskov because you have slight bit better entryway into the team fight, especially if you land the SOD, you land the Spirit Destruction, you're always one member up. And that's that advantage you have going as a Moskov, but you gotta land it.
You have to land it. I think that is the main caveat in order for you to do these kind of cross-map plays and have global presence. Landing the SOD is not easy, let's remember that. Is a long way ahead for a Moskov to land that in, and of course projectile speed it definitely needs to be remembered. So we'll see how that is gonna go. For Team Malaysia, they're lacking of a single roamer and a mid laner, while for Team Myanmar, they are looking at a roamer and an XP. So both sides, they're lacking of roam. They're gonna have to ban that out and try to whittle down the pool as much as possible, because Team Myanmar, they do have got the first pick into the second phase, so they can actually snap pick any roamer that is left over.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Team Myanmar choose to stay on that second pick, right? Because they did have that choice to jump over, they did not, and they are staying on that second pick as well. So now for the side of Team Malaysia, they do ban out the Yuzong, and the Eve will be the ban of choice coming out from the side of Team Myanmar. So both the Zusin and the Eve not available to deal with the Gord's lane pressure now. Lilia is still there. They can actually use it well though. Paquito, Claude, Lilia, that is a very, very good individualistic lineup.
So now Myanmar, they're gonna have to accept that the God needs to be paired with someone that is, relatively decent when it comes down to clearing out the waves, or at least be strong enough to kind of force the members from Team Malaysia away. They have decided to pick up Uranus in this case, so a little bit of proxying work, which can definitely come out to be relatively strong if you think about it. Because right now, the only one that they can see is an Akai. Akai doesn't necessarily seem very strong in terms of rotational speed, but now the ball is onto the court of Malaysia. How do they want to deal with Uranus in order to ensure that this Uranus is always going to be kept in check?
Put the Akai on the roam and pull out the Guinevere, right? Because the Guinevere is available. I mean, that's what I would do. But now for the side of Team Malaysia, well, do they go for that pick here? No, they go for the Kalea, the Lilia. Indeed, that would be a good individualistic play. And Kalea, yes, very good at locking down the Gord. That's what you need. Generally, we see a Kaja, maybe a Cho, and the Kalea as well.
Yep. So the Kalea's, at least when it comes down to Kalea, she will be able to catch on to frontliners very effectively and allow Lilia to burst them down. And it can also work very well with Paquito. So Team Malaysia, they have got good ways to burst, make full use of these pick-off strategies. And in the event that anything doesn't go well, it will be an Akai that will be heavy spinning the death of the rest.
Okay, we got a Hellcurt coming out from the side of Team Myanmar. It's been a long time since I've seen this boy. And yeah, well, I mean, they're feeling it, right? They went Moskov, Uranus, and also Hellcurt. This is what they're known for. I mean, well, I'm just going to look forward to this. How does this work against the Paquito and Claude, right? Because you're playing individualistic, you are playing solo, but once you take away that map vision, the ability to help your teammates, yes, it becomes disenchanted when you have that communication available, because all the players are talking. This is not a ranked game, but in that competitive spirit where Hellcurt is still able to shut people down 1 versus 1. That's just a lot of damage.
So just like that, we are going to be looking at that Hellcurt in the roam position, being a very annoying hero that can be a very good harasser as well. So looking at this, with a great power in the roam section, you generally will be able to find your ways into the side lanes very effectively and to kind of help out whoever that would be in need. This puts the goal lane for the side of Team Malaysia in a really tough spot as a plot because you constantly have to look out. Is there going to be a Hellcat here?
Oh my god, that was just so much damage. I have no idea what Myomin was doing standing beside there, and the flicker being used as well. Oh no, that's an early blunder.
Yep, as I mentioned, Team Malaysia, they're not gonna find themselves in a demoralizing state. They will use that loss as a lesson.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, already one member down so early, and that's a huge one as well. A lot of mid-prio lost, and mid-prio really decides the state of the game going into the middle stages as well. This first turtle not looking good as well. Now Razif will be the target of hate here as Jaw Duyan. He does manage to take out the Paquito, and this is why they picked up the Hellcat.
Oh boy, great plays coming in. They did manage to get a very good lead on top of the Paquito right off the bat. Team Myanmar, they definitely know what they can do against Razif whenever he goes to play as this Paquito. So moving on forward here, that means that we can definitely expect that this Uranus will be able to do quite a number in the XP lane, and it should more or less be pretty open. We also need to remember that when it comes down to Team Malaysia, they don't have someone that have instant gratification to deal with this Uranus. You definitely can expect a heavy spin that pins this Uranus to the wall, but that is a lot of resources that will have to be wasted just to take a tank away.
Yeah, very good usage of spacing now as Team Myanmar is starting to respect damage coming out from side of Team Malaysia. And with that, now having that first turtle up, they do get a recovery through with that kill onto the Hellcat as well. But Kalea going into the backline, heavy spin. Azad does get the first turtle for himself. Appraisal's wrap is there, but it's not enough as Han Tu Shui, he will go down in tandem as well. Team Myanmar, they cannot fight this as they have to get out. Tsunami Slam onto Jaw Tuya as he's trying to escape here. Mystic Gush being used. Razif, he will not be going down here. I feel he does have the flicker, and Spear of Destruction is there though.
2-1, counter scoreline, and Team Malaysia, they did manage to get the turtle for themselves with a nice little heavy spin to ensure that Azan definitely will get that turtle for himself. So from this point onwards, Team Malaysia, they do want to kind of take a look into their own win condition, and that is to play towards tempo, and also when it comes down to pick off, who's going to be the main contest, or who's going to be the main victim when it comes down to that.
Yeah, so far, very good vision game coming out from the side of Uranus, where you're able to feel out the rotates coming out from the side of Paquito. That's why Paquito hasn't been such a huge problem so far, and I believe Team Myanmar have done a great job of dealing with the Paquito as well in that first game. So definitely there's a reason why they leaked that pick through.
Now, you can see that Wu is generally going to be at that spot where he wants to open up the XP lane as much as possible to kind of give information to the team. They already know that the Akai is down in the bottom lane and it will take some time before he will eventually make it up to the top lane. So this is going to open up quite some opportunity for Tuya to find some ways to kind of play around with the top, especially since the turtle is eventually going to pop up in 30 seconds. If they do want to get any form of control or control over the river lines, the time should be soon.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see how this Hellcat is going to have the damage. Sure, he's going to have that pick-off capability. Sure, he's going to have that threat of that map presence. But once that mid-game is reached, right, when Akai is going to be heavy spinning the rest of the team, I don't see how he comes into the team fight as well.
There's also a lack of utility from Team Myanmar the moment that we advance over to the later parts of the game.
Now, ultimate being popped from side of Jaw Tuya. The Hellcat is there. Spirit of Destruction lands, but the turtle will just be given for free to the side of Team Malaysia.
Now do note, even though we're looking at a Hellcat in the roam position, which can be very aggressive, however, we do have two heroes that are generally very greedy, that requires a lot of items in order to perform, that being the Moskov as well as the Uranus. So having a Hellcat really just allows Team Myanmar to breach themselves over to the later stages of the game. However, as you mentioned, the moment that we hit mid stages, this is when the team will have a very big drop in power, while Team Malaysia, they will have a massive raise in that due to the fact that they are a pick-off comp, having a Lilia onto their side and Razif, they will go downtown.
Yeah, traditional win conditions coming out inside of Team Malaysia. Very strong front to back here, but the proxy does come true from the Uranus all the way in that top side, already starting to begin his shenanigans here as both Oracles have been picked up from both sides as well. Now, they need to start to deal with the macro pressure that has been mounting up from side of Myanmar. If they do get the farm through, if they put themselves on the even footing, this Hellcat is going to become a problem.
The bottom lane tier 1 turret seems like it's about to go down, and Team Myanmar unfortunately will not be able to answer for that. Team Myanmar, one of the main problems is also when it comes down to initiation and execution. You don't really have a way to keep Team Malaysia in place, and you can't just hold them down right there. You need to slowly play around, you gotta feel it out a little bit, and technically speaking, harass the opponents. And this is where Tet-U comes into play.
Yeah, the Kalea is also there for the side of Team Malaysia as well, right? So Tet-U with that just vision game, Razif will be having a hard time now going in on the Hellcurt as well, but that's not enough damage, man. You don't have enough farm. Blade of Heptasy is being picked up, but yeah, it's not gonna be enough.
Yep, all they want to do is be pretty much just harass Razif as much as possible. But with the help of the Hellcat, they could actually potentially bring down the tier 1 turret, which was something that they really wanted to rush down, because there is, of course, some sort of timer that they will want to reach out for when it comes down to Suya.
Yeah, now just putting a lot of utility onto Tet-U, and this is exactly what Team Myanmar want. As you fall into that Mystic Gush, Mil takes out the Kalea at this point. Now with that heavy spin, Razif just takes out the turtle, but SOD is there, not able to jump in, but Tet-U still being a menace.
The SOD managed to land, but unfortunately that was not a fight for them to win. They will want to play a little bit more on the macro ground as he's all the way down to the bottom lane, being able to take the T1 turret. However, Malaysia, they were responding kind and will do the exact same thing by taking down the T1 turret up to the top lane. Right now, the big change will happen very soon, and that is the middle lane contest. Whichever team that is able to secure the middle lane for themselves first by taking down the T1 turret essentially will be able to win in, the early part of the mid stages of the game because of their control in the opponent's jungle.
Yeah, this is where Team Malaysia starts to group up, and with that Mystic Gush, not able to catch onto Nazan. Mystic spin, heavy spin, pin onto the wall. Tan Su Shui does go down. SOD is there, but Razif already dealing unfathomable amounts of damage.
Does seem like Team Myanmar is the one that have their back against the wall. Team Malaysia, they are still very strong ahead and very strong-willed. They bring down the middle lane T1 turret indeed. While in the meantime, what we wanted to see from Shine was to go in with that SOD, but he did not. He decided to try to split push down to the top lane. However, that was completely dispelled because we got Razif going up top.
Yeah, and the problem is still there, right? The Claude Paquito that Team Malaysia, they managed to get for themselves. This is not exactly a combo that you want to give away. Now that macro pressure is starting to mount, and now 4,000 gold ahead is Team Malaysia, but they aren't supposed to be ahead. That's the thing.
Now, this other thing that we need to look out for is the power spike that we are talking about in the mid stages of the game. And this is where Amar and Razif will start to pop up. Amar has just picked up the Blood Wings for herself, which makes things so much more difficult for the members of Myanmar to harass her. Right now, the only one that can realistically harass is going to be Tet-U. We talked about that, and it's constantly just going to be in their face time and time again with the disc just spinning around. But with the Blood Wings, the movement speed coming in from Lilia will make things a little bit more difficult for the Uranus to do his job.
Yeah, there's farm trying to be secured on the Hellcat at the moment as Joatuya going in for the flank movement, but Tet-U falling extremely low. But he's a Uranus after all, ultimate being popped here, blazing wet. Tu Shui has to get out, Mystic Gush is not there, but Joatuya takes out a kid, and this is huge. No Tsunami Slam being used so far, but no Mystic Gush is there, and Shailin out being taken out. That's a 1-for-1, but it's a gold laner for a roamer.
Yep, it is definitely not a favorable trade for Team Myanmar, but the good thing is they did not get completely wiped out. They can still continue to go for a fight and try to repel this lot as much as possible, which is going to be marching in from the middle lane. This very first lot that marches in, the main thing that it wants to do is to take down every single one of these outer turrets. Team Malaysia can still look into playing into the mid stages of the game, which is the timer from now until somewhere about 16 minutes. The moment that they have got a larger income gap between them and Myanmar, the longer that they can kind of drag the game out to 17 or to 18 minutes even.
Yeah, they're playing an extremely dangerous game here. Team Myanmar getting Tsunami Slammed in the back line, and Tu Shui, he's falling extremely low. Mystic Gush used to defend here. Heavy spin comes through from the side of Nazan just to try and disengage. Now he does have that SOD to pop away, and very clean disengage coming out from the side of Team Malaysia, despite being forced into that position. Now, with the Holy Defense being popped here, Team Malaysia, they were trying to go for inhibitor turret damage, and this looks very familiar, right? Team Myanmar holding on to the inhibitor turrets, but this time, the Claude is on the other foot.
Not too big of a damage over to the side of Team Myanmar, to be fairly honest. The whole defense would have went down at the 12 minutes mark either way, which will be happening in, which will reach that within 1 minute mark. So right now, the main thing that we want to look out for is just how online are some of these players. So let's take a look so far. Ilton have already got a total of 41,000 damage dealt by from him alone. So it's relatively fair to say that he has got the 3 items that he needs in order to go absolutely ham. But speaking of items, there we go. The 3 items from the side of Claude. And of course, we talk about Lilia.
And now with that, they want to go on to and this is not exactly a prime target of the choice, right?
Nope.
You see the Paquito with the most amount of damage coming in. Yes, it's not going to be able to do anything to Uranus at all. And Team Myanmar, as long as they can keep this up, as long as they can make sure Ta'u is that first point of contact, they can essentially inch their way back.
Now, our eyes definitely will be on to the side of Tuya. What is going to be his role in this fight? He will not be able to give any form of utility, so the best thing that he can do is to look out for any form of opportunities to go for quick kills or quick assassinations. At this current state, it does definitely seem like he is going to be looking out for Amar because of that Execute. Execute is undoubtedly very strong against a Lilia in the event that the Lilia just go ahead and Black Shoes, trying to min-max the amount of damage she can receive throughout the entire time. So as long as Amar is constantly away from the main team fights and has to look out to be really careful, or he needs a lot of support coming in from either Nazan or Akif.
Yeah, Lord is now up for the taking here, 12 minutes into the game. Now, with the creep priority going towards Myanmar's way on the bottom side, and also Jaw Tuya showing himself on that top side as well. But the farm is being funneled extremely well into the health cart. Then Team Malaysia burst it down before Jaw Tuya convenes and joins his team.
We also need to remember the way that Team Myanmar usually play. But hold a second, take a look.
Yeah, heavy spin being used here, just being forced out with that Mystic Gush. It's just going to be a trade of utilities, but we do see good movement from Racine to feel out where Jaw Tuya is. Now, with the rest of the team members here, Myanmar, they actually want to force this out, but Tushrey is gone. They don't have the retribution here. And Team Myanmar, they're still jumping in. SOD has already been committed. They have to cut their losses here. Jaw Tuya is in, and he might be in no man's land here. He takes out Nazan, but at what cost? Jaw Tuya now running for the hills. He's not able to get out. Is he going to be getting out here? Oh my god, what a great escape. Ilton is there though, and with the rest of the team coming through, BMI is there. Oh man, what is this? This is some early bird gameplay, man.
Oh man, still managing to just casually run away. It's really unfortunate right now, but we do have the Lord that will be marching into the middle lane, and that is the inhibitor turret that will eventually go down, and so will the bottom lane. Team Myanmar, they're lacking of shine, but he will be back in really soon. A quick little SOD should be able to bring him straight into the fight in the event that Team Myanmar will want to start things off first.
Yeah, now once again, they have to be wary of Jaw Tuya's position, right? Right now, they're feeling the blood in the water so far. They need to wait for Nazan to reconvene with the rest of the team, and Team Myanmar, if they want to jump now, this positioning might be good for them, but they're still holding on. They're wary of the Lilia being in the back line, and Jaw Tuya has been snuffed out. Now, with Ta'u going in front, SOD is still an option to open up the team fight.
We also need to remember the team of Malaysia. The way that they play is that they are not afraid of being in the front lines. That's why Ilton, as well as Amar, they don't mind being in the front lines and being the harassers. The reason why that is that there is no containment coming in from Team Myanmar to lock people down.
Now with that heavy spin being used, Ta'u is able to get out so far. Now with the Mystic Gush gone as well, Flying Calm Mechanic is there. They are coming in, SOD as well, jumping in with the Spear of Despair. Akif will be locked down here. They don't have the heavy spin to disengage her. And now with that, Team Myanmar, they secure one for themselves.
A small little victory for them. Being able to take away that Kalia might be able to allow them to take some of these money backs that are just standing around the lanes. The top lane and the middle lane T1 turret can definitely go down. But so far, Team Myanmar, they can look out for more of these opportunities of split push, which is something that Myanmar meta usually like to play. Normally with an assassin or someone that have a lot of movement speed would just split push alone and leave all the other 4 members on the opposite side of the map, which we have mentioned before. This is something that you will always want to take a look at and be reminded of, that Tuya, he can come in at any point in time.
Yeah, this guy, man, this guy, he made the great escape so far. I would say losing all inhibitor turrets in the process, but still holding on to the game, right? The map pressure that he provides alone, you need to think about the back every single time you're pushing forward as Team Malaysia. So this is why they can't exactly go for the base rush, because they're backwards. It's always exposed. Now with the Lord up though,
I don't think that Team Myanmar will be able to control this Lord, however, though. It is always going to be a 4v5 because the Hellcat will always need to take some time before he reaches the main fight. Well, in the meantime, this is all about juggling, and this is all about the macro game. As long as a team of Malaysia realizes and sees that, hey, Hellcat is all the way to the top, there could be a possibility that they would want to be able to jump into a fight. They don't have a competition that can burst down the Lord, though, so they will want to prime this Lord as much as possible to burstable HP.
Yeah, Jotuya making his way here. The knockup coming through from the Lord here. Mystic Gush in that backline. Team Myanmar, this looks like a fight that's going well for them. Team Malaysia, they get the Lord. They're going to disengage her. They shouldn't be fighting this.
Yep, so the Lord was primed indeed, and Malaysia was looking for an opportunity to eventually go in the moment that the darkness, you know, the blanket, or you know, the darkness clears up in here. But it doesn't seem like that opportunity came up. And that's why Team Malaysia, they have decided to focus down onto the Lord and look for a easier way to win, and that is to crash right in over the core.
Yeah, so far they will have that super creep wave coming in on that mid side as well. Posturing for positions is going to be both teams here, and this is where Team Malaysia, they smell blood in the water here. After Lord crashes down, they are trying to hold it in the front of the base here. The taunt coming through, but the heavy spin is there. Good positioning for the side Team Myanmar. Damage still coming through. Mystic Gush is available, but Eaton goes down, and Jotuya in that back line, dealing so much damage. Eventually gets shut down, but Shine Lin out. He's still alive. He's dealing so much damage with the Spear of Despair, and now Spear of Destruction does not land as Razif, he goes for a Hail Mary play, and they hold on for now. Team Myanmar still strong.
Team Myanmar held it on because Jotuya, he manages to do his job, and that is to burst down Ilton. That's the main thing. That's the real thing that he needed to do. And from that point on, even though he would have to sacrifice his own life, Shine would just literally go downtown and get all these free hits.
Yeah, I mean, Team Myanmar, they are not shy about giving up their own lives for the objective, right? In the previous game, we saw the Edith going in, and now Jotuya going onto Ilton, which is the main source of that physical damage onto the structures. And that is exactly what they needed to do to survive.
So currently 18 minutes into this game, and we're looking at 51,000 total gold over to the side of Team Myanmar. So it is relatively fair to say that their items are all relatively maxed out, and we can definitely see that in a short little bit. But this instant replay recap is what we want to see. Take a look all the way from behind. The moment that you see the Hellcat connects all of the stingers is when you realize, I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, I done goofed up, right? And Jotuya behind. Well, right now, this Hellcat pick looking extremely good, but at the same time, right? The pressure is mounting to the side where they don't have inhibitor turrets. There is going to be constant creep wave pressure. But now Team Myanmar, they have much more breathing space, knowing that they can take down a lot of the members, especially Razif. He needs to be wary. He does have that immortality, but that one life is only going to get him so far.
However, we also need to remember, right? Team Myanmar, they did manage to pull off an impeccable defense. However, they can't keep up with this forever. They need to find another opportunity like what they have did previously. And unfortunately, the ball is going to be on to Tuya. He needs to find something like that again onto or Ilton. Or maybe onto Amar. One way or another, someone needs to die, and there must be a trade between the roamer and, you know, either the gold laner or the mid laner.
I mean, now, at this point, this Lord is something that both team members, they cannot give up, especially so for the side of Team Myanmar. This is an enhanced Lord. That damage reduction is there, so they cannot afford to give this up at all. But looking at the side of Team Malaysia, there is that creep wave coming through from the top side as well. There is that win-in possibility. Jotuya is there, popping the ultimate, but the Tsunami Slam into the Mystic Gush. Spear of Destruction is there as well. Spear of Despair is there. They're trying to hold on, Team Myanmar. They're fighting this 3v2. They do take out Akif and Razif. They finally take out the Lord for the side of Team Malaysia, but Team Myanmar, they hold on once again.
That's fair. A roamer for another roamer and the XP laner. This is absolutely fair. However, that will also mean that Team Malaysia manages to take the Lord for themselves. We will eventually be marching in within 5 seconds from now.
I love this game so much, man. I love this game so much. I gotta say, Team Myanmar, we are cockroaches so far. Look at that Spear of Despair onto Razif. If he went for that base turret there, it could have been bad, but that stun came out completely in the nick of time. That control, only the Moskov, that was possible now. With that Lord marching in, they won't have Razif and Akib, Team Myanmar. They have a sliver of time with that play. They will have to chunk it down though. Now Josuya, he does have that ultimate available. Team Myanmar still posturing for position here, and now they have Ilton available. Flying Clouds coming in for the convene here. Spirit of Destruction does go in, does not jump in here. Josuya still dealing with the creep wave at the back, and this Lord is dealt with. Team Myanmar, they hold on, they breathe for now.
The ball is once again back onto the court to Team Malaysia. They're pushing it right in, and there's a Mystic Gush that opens things up for Team Malaysia, or rather opens things up for Team Myanmar. Now Malaysia, they can look for an opportunity now.
Conceal play, Josuya at the back, trying to find Ilton. He popped the Wind of Nature, he survived for it now. Now the base falling extremely low, Holy Crystal being picked up, and now with the creep wave, it's not there! Team Malaysia, they managed to tie things up 1-1. What a base race.
Oh my, Team Malaysia literally just hanging on to that very thin thread. Anything could go wrong at that point in time. Ilton, he managed to survive from that, from all of that stingers, and being able to get himself the Wind of Nature out of there is undoubtedly super important as well. But regardless of all of that, that was still a very close game between Myanmar and Malaysia. We're going to game number 3, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill me once, shame on me. But if you kill me twice, if you kill me once, shame on you. But if you kill me twice, shame on me, right?
Yep.
Ilton with a very good itemization swap towards that rose gold. Then afterwards building that Wind of Nature as well, just to deal with that Hellcurt. Came in so clutch. My hands are shaking right now.
Well, in the end of the day, it is going to be crowning the MVP over to Amar with 2 kills, 0 death, and 8 assists. It's really unfortunate for Blink that he was not able to do anything towards this Lilia, even picking up that execute to hope to be able to take her down. But alas, this Lilia was still a little bit too slippery.
Yeah, I gotta say, Amar 208, that first blood is a first blood that should not have happened, right? Given the fact that if you rewind that first blood away, that could have been a very different game, especially looking at the Hellcurt that was available. And Amar bought them that space. He bought them at least 3 minutes of breathing space in that early game alone, and that could have led to Team Myanmar winning as well.
To be fair, at one point in time when there was just 3 members from Team Malaysia just tagging along with the Lord, it really seemed as though that Team Myanmar could have dove onto Malaysia in order to kind of repel them further away or try to cycle the members there. But I think that at that point in time, they really need to consider that this is a 22-minute game. This is a well-evolved Lord, and we need to realistically be able to deal with this masses of creep wave and the Lord. So the number 1 priority for them is to not to cycle the opponents, but to deal with the Lord first. But however, they were hoping to be able to kill the Lord fast and then cycle.
Yeah,
but
they did it.
It took a little bit too long, right, for the Lord to go down. So by the time that the Lord went down, every single one of the members from Team Malaysia got together already, and the cycling, unfortunately, would not be able to come into play. It became a full 5v5.